The way that Amazon FBA used to work is dead because of the coronavirus and two other reasons I'll get to in this video. But let me be clear, it's not all bad news. I've said this before, but Amazon is a $1 trillion company. Amazon has 150 million Prime customers. And recently, while everybody else was laying off people by the millions, Amazon hired another 100,000 workers. So there's still a huge opportunity to make money off of Amazon. But the way that most people are trying to do it just doesn't work anymore. And I'll share what I think the future of Amazon FBA is at the end of this video. So if you want to be successful with Amazon, make sure and stick around till the end because big changes are coming. And the first reason why all these changes happen is because of the coronavirus. And if you've been paying attention, obviously this has rocked our world. And in the Amazon community, it's completely changed the game. In response to the pandemic, Amazon made it a lot harder for new sellers to start selling on Amazon. Amazon also banned a ton of sellers' accounts, and most of these people were doing kind of shady things. But the big thing they did that hurt a lot of small businesses is they made it so most Amazon sellers could not replenish their inventory, which made those sellers go out of stock, and it hurt their sales, it hurt their cash flow. To me, this is a wake-up call that you cannot rely on Amazon. You need to have a presence outside of Amazon. Maybe set up your own Shopify store, start using social media, create a community. But keep in mind, the coronavirus wasn't all bad news for Amazon. In fact, in the long run, I think it's actually going to be a really good thing. A lot of people weren't able to go to stores to buy things, but they still wanted to buy things. And so what they had to do is they had to adapt, and they started purchasing those same products online on Amazon. But the most mind-blowing thing about all this, and the reason why I think this is actually going to be a really good thing for Amazon, is that last year, e-commerce only made up 12% of all retail sales. Well, this year, it was projected to be 14% of all retail sales. But because people are locked down, they're staying at home, that number is going to jump up. And I know I've said this in a lot of my other videos, but I'm gonna keep saying it until everybody watching my videos starts selling their products online, because this is a growing trend. And if you haven't started selling online yet, leave a comment down below what's been holding you back. And if you already are selling products online, let us know what was the deciding factor that actually made you start your business. Let's all help each other out together. And that brings us to the second reason why the old way of selling on Amazon, the old Amazon FBA model, is dead, and that is oversaturation. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that there's 5 million Amazon sellers, 4,000 new sellers joining every day. Now, something interesting about everything going on is a lot of these sellers are gonna go out of business, but still, 99% of the people that try to sell on Amazon are doing the old broken Amazon FBA models. They're doing private labeling and wholesaling, which used to work, but in my opinion, are just dead. There's too many people trying to sell the same products. And I've actually seen this with my students. Before they came to me, they'll do product research the old school way. They'll find a product that they think is perfect. And by the time they purchase it, get it manufactured in China, and it comes over to the US and they start selling it on Amazon, they have 3, 4, 5 other competitors selling the exact same product. And what you have to realize is if it's easy for you to do product research, if it's easy for you to find a product, it's gonna be easy for everybody else. Now, if you're willing to be that 1% that actually does Amazon FBA the right way, smash that like button. Let me know that you're actually willing to adapt and willing to change with the times. Plus, it helps out the YouTube algorithm. You have to be creative. You have to think outside of the box when you're doing product research. And I did do a video a few weeks back about my method for doing product research. But if you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, it's gonna be too crowded. And on top of that, I know a lot of people will say, well, I know someone that's making 7 figures or 8 figures, 9 figures selling on Amazon, doing private labeling. That actually adds to my point. If you do private labeling, which is very easy for these 7, 8 figure sellers to copy your product, you're gonna lose. Those people have just been in the game too long. So this message is really for people that are newer to Amazon. For anybody that's doing 7, 8 figures, you can probably still find ways to make profit private labeling, but I still don't think it's a long-term business model. You don't wanna have to compete with everybody else, these giant private labelers, and on top of that, even if you do get lucky and you do find a really great product, Amazon will copy you. That's what Amazon Basics is. They basically find private label sellers that are doing really well and they copy their products. So what do you need to do? You need to do something different than what everyone else is doing. You need to niche down, brand your product better. You need to build a community. You need to do a model that actually works right now, not the model that worked 3, 4, 5 years ago. In fact, this brings us to the last reason why I think the old model of Amazon FBA is dead, and that is China. And there's 3 reasons why China has completely killed the Amazon FBA model that most people are using. The first reason is most people are too reliant on Chinese manufacturers. And there's a lot of benefits with going with a Chinese manufacturer, but as we recently saw, if you are too reliant on one country, one manufacturer, they can shut down. A lot of sellers were critically hurt, and a lot of sellers actually went out of business because the fact that China shut down their manufacturing for a few months. And one of the big lessons we can learn from this is that you don't want to just be reliant on one manufacturer, not even one country. Make sure you have backup sources to get your product from. And I'm going to be doing an in-depth video on how to find a manufacturer and how I found my manufacturer next week. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Plus, on top of that, the next few weeks, I'm actually going to be launching a new product that I've been working on for a long time, and I'm going to be sharing all my results, all my numbers, everything. So hit that subscribe button to get those videos. The second reason China is killing the old Amazon FBA model is a lot of times if you go to China to private label a product, they will copy your product, they will sell it on Amazon as well, and they'll undercut you. Basically, you're competing with the manufacturer who has way better margins, way better prices than you can. And if you're just private labeling, that doesn't work anymore. You need to have something that makes your product better than theirs, better than the competition. And the last reason China is killing Amazon FBA is because it just kind of sucks manufacturing products in China. There is this whole trade war thing going on. There's a 10 to 20% duty for importing goods from China. It's long lead times, and honestly, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt working with them. Now, generally speaking, I've had mostly good experiences, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go with China, but just keep all these things in the back of your mind if you are going with China. I'd still use them in certain situations, but let's break this whole thing down. It's not that Amazon FBA is dead. It's that most people think private labeling and wholesale is what Amazon FBA is. And I think those are dead, but that's not really what Amazon FBA is. I'll share what I think the future of Amazon FBA is and the next big opportunity in just a minute. But the goal with Amazon is to create a business that'll make you passive income for not just 6 months, but 6 years. And a lot of these models I don't think are long-term sustainable models that'll keep making you money in the long run. And I know I'll get criticism for this video because I teach people how to sell on Amazon. I teach them about Amazon FBA. But the truth is, my course isn't how to sell on Amazon. It's how to create a unique product that you love and sell it online. And right now, despite everything I just said, Amazon is still the easiest and the best way to sell products online. Now, if that changes, I will adapt with the times, and I think that's something that everyone should do. We're starting to learn as a culture that our actions have consequences. Some inhumane thing that happened in a market in China can lead to a global pandemic. And I think this is waking up all of society, and they're realizing that we need to support businesses. We need to support people that are doing things that are good for the greater good. The future of not just Amazon FBA, but businesses in general are people creating products that they believe in, that they love, products that actually help out humanity as a whole. We're realizing that if we purchase something, if we support a company that is doing shady things, that could have long-term negative consequences. The next big opportunity will be for you to create a brand, a product that you actually love, that you actually want to work on. I think gone are the days of entrepreneurship just for the sake of making money. Brands that are gonna be more transparent are gonna do better. In fact, I think the future of entrepreneurship is people doing things that they love and making money at the same time. Money not being the only reason why, but actually people doing things because they love it. And I think, if anything, this whole experience has been a wake-up call that you could create a business and it could go out of business for so many reasons that are outside of your control. So if you're gonna create a business and if you're gonna try to make money, you might as well do something that you love. And I honestly believe the easiest and best way to do this right now is to create and sell a passion product online. And I do think that Amazon is still an amazing opportunity, but you need to have social media. You need to have a community. You need to have more than just a product page on Amazon if you want to continue to survive and thrive moving forward. Now, the coronavirus did create 3 big opportunities for Amazon FBA sellers, and I talk about those in depth in this video right here. So click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and remember to enjoy the journey, because honestly, that's all we're promised in this life is the journey.